Hi Aries, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the month of February. It is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, definitely check out those other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we're going to get into your current energy, the near future, what you don't see coming, and then what Spirit wants you to focus on for this month. And then we'll take a look at you and your person, whoever's on your mind. If you are returning, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. I am available for personal readings if you'd like one of those. The information is in the description box below or in my About section. All right, so let's see what's going on with you. I just saw the Justice card. There's something coming up about needing to take action towards, I want to say this might be a legal situation that needs to be resolved. If some of you... I just heard if some of you got a traffic ticket and you haven't paid it, will you please go pay it? That's something so small, but I keep seeing justice. So if there's a concern around anything to do with legal affairs, I'm going to say balance is going to be restored. It looks good. It just means that justice is going to be served. And then I saw the Knight of Pentacles. So it's like, let's go ahead and get this taken care of. And that's what made me think you needed to pay a ticket or something of that sort. All right, so let's get into your current energy. So we have Temperance with the Empress in reverse and the Chariot. So something's holding you back a little bit. I think right now you might be having a little bit more patience with yourself, which I like, because when we go through those ebbs and flows of feeling like we're a little bit out of control, I think sometimes we kick ourselves in the butt. And you might be going through that a little bit right now in the current energy where you're like, oh God, things just aren't moving. And I know I should be patient, but I can't be patient. So I think you're giving this to yourself, or at least Spirit's indicating that that's probably what needs to happen. So in the near future, the Seven of Pentacles with the Six of Swords, and then we have the Four of Wands. So it looks like leading from that into the near future, there's a circumstance around something, a relationship that could have fallen apart in the past. Maybe you had waited a really long time and it just got you to the place where you're like, I feel like I'm losing myself because I'm focused so much on this and it's really not getting me anywhere. It's not changing anything. So if you felt like you had to walk away from something, or in the future you do decide that you feel like you need to, it's because there's something around just not feeling like yourself, or like you could move forward, or that this was progressing. You may have felt like you just kept waiting and waiting to see if it was going to materialize, and it may not have. Now, what you don't see coming is the Six of Cups. So if this is somebody from your past, I'm going to say there's a good chance that they may want to speak up and tell you that they want to hold on to this, that they really don't want to walk away. If there's just been like a break in a relationship and you were confused, that's the energy that I'm feeling. So what Spirit wants you to focus on is the Fool in reverse with the Nine of Swords and the Three of Wands in reverse. There you go. It's going to be about love this time. So the overall energy is the Lover's card. So that might be where your energy is just focused right now. So the Queen of Wands is saying, don't forget who you are. Don't forget that regardless of what state you're feeling in, which right now I feel is a little bit like you just aren't feeling like yourself. They're saying no matter what, you know how you show up in relationships. You know the value that you bring into them, and they don't want you to forget that. The Five of Pentacles is remembering who you are and what you show up as in a relationship. And if it at all makes you feel like you can't trust it, then Spirit's like, this is that indication that, yeah, maybe it's time to walk away. Or you could have felt like, wait a minute, I thought everything was great. This person made it seem like they were so in love with me or so attracted to me, and then they disappeared and you're not sure why. So take whichever of the scenarios fits. And then we have the Magician. So focusing on what you truly want to manifest for yourself, we're always going to talk about this, and it's always going to be a little bit different. As we move through the months and the years, you could decide that maybe you don't want the same things that you wanted before. It seems like people's energies are shifting, and that's coming up a lot in a lot of the readings for all the signs. It's like, do you want the same things you wanted 3 years ago? Most of you may not. So some relationships that may have collapsed during COVID, they had to, because they were meant to be taken out of your life so that you could heal and grow and do other things that were more focused on you, and then find a much healthier, different relationship that suits the needs that you have for yourself now. So Spirit wants you to continue doing that. I just heard something about journaling. If you're journaling, great. Writing your feelings down or whatever it is that helps you get it on paper. They're saying do that. It also helps to, if you want to create either a vision board or just write down the things that you want to manifest from this point on, the desires that you have for a relationship and how you want it to look. All that stuff is great to put onto paper at times if you feel the energy push you, if you feel like you so want to. Okay. All right, so let's get back into the current energy with the Temperance, the Empress in reverse, and the Chariot. Like I said, I think Spirit's just asking you to have a little bit of patience while you get through this feeling of, I'm just not quite myself. I don't feel like I have control over my circumstances and where things are going. So if that's what you feel like in a current situation, you may decide that it's just too imbalancing in the near future and that you're tired of waiting because it just doesn't seem to be getting to a place that seems to be cohesive for both people. So with the Four of Wands in reverse, it's dissatisfaction either around your home environment, your relationship situation, waiting for things to change in that area of your life, whichever one it may be for you. And yeah, it can be a little frustrating. So you may have to make a snap decision in the near future. We'll see when we clarify. So what you don't see coming is the Six of Cups with the Eight of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. This is an energy of somebody who's offering up their desire. They want to explain, like, I have these emotions. I don't want to walk away from this. I'd like to hold on to it. I don't want to let go. I just see too much value. I love you too much. So you could have somebody pop up out of nowhere. If you know who they are, you know who I'm talking about. Now, it could also just be a situation that's somebody from even further back. Like the Six of Cups can represent someone from childhood that shows up. And they do that a lot in a lot of people's lives, where it's someone that you never thought you would date then. And then all of a sudden they pop up into your world and you're like, and they have fond memories and they're like, hey, I never asked you out. I should have taken the time and told you that I was really interested in you, that there was things about you that I admired or appreciated. So that could be the possibility too. All right, so let's look at what Spirit wants you to focus on is don't be too reckless with your feelings about, okay, how do I want to, I want to put this in a way that makes sense. It's like Spirit saying, don't kick yourself in the butt. Like I had said earlier, for the times that you just don't feel really motivated or like that things aren't moving forward, and that means that everything's going to fall apart, because they don't want you to sit into this place of, I'm stressed, I can't sleep, I don't feel good. Allow yourself to take that break, because it's going to be worth it when you do have the energy to push forward, even when it comes to relationships. So if you aren't in one and the other situations didn't apply to you, this could say it's just time for you to let that thought process go. Like I've been waiting for so long, or this is taking too long, or it's stressing you out to the point where you feel unmotivated. They don't want you to focus so much on the mental aspect of that and continue to be as content in your life as you can be for the, what's going on in the current circumstances. Okay, so let's look at Temperance and the Empress. So what are you asking to be patient with yourself about? The Star card's trying to creep out underneath in the other deck when I set it up. So it's healing. A lot of that is when we don't feel ourselves, it's because we're going through a period of healing. And when things seem to slow down, it's because we need that time to do it, even if we're not really conscious of it. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Perfect. So you're being patient because you want this new opportunity. Now, if this is something around work and you've been waiting for quite some time and you just feel like things are not getting going, this is something that's going to show up for you, hopefully in the month of February, that gives you an indication that it was worth waiting. Because this ace is huge on this card. Look at that. He is one determined, I don't even know what he'd be considered, of the deer family. and there's like little people around him. So I'm going to say that you stand out to an employer if you are starting to look for something new or you have a desire to move forward. They're saying you have everything that you need to go and get this, especially if you're looking for something that pays a little bit more. I'm going to say it was worth waiting for and gathering yourself and getting your mojo back in order to go after this. Because I do think it's something you're going to have to go after. I don't feel like it's something that's just going to pop up. The Knight of Wands, yeah, because you went through getting through the mud of things, like trying to understand, what do I want next? How do I want this to look for me? Do I need more money? Yes, the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, but he's gone through the dredges to get to the next step of his life. And that's why I think you probably felt like things weren't moving and you just weren't yourself. But something good could pop up in this month that helps restore that for you. And it's going to be worth the wait with the Seven of Pentacles. And then we have the Fool in reverse. So they're saying, just when the Fool is in reverse, a lot of times it feels like I don't want to make a foolish decision. And I think that's where you are, because the fear is that it may not take you to a better place. And we always have that kind of underlying fear. Is this the right move? And I'm going to say it is. They don't want you to play mind games with yourself and think that the efforts that you put in and the waiting that you've done isn't going to work for you. Now, if this is about a relationship, they're saying that I see where you don't want to be foolish because you have waited quite some time. And if things hadn't moved forward before, you may still be questioning yourself. But here's where I feel this is popping up for a reason. The Two of Cups is saying you don't want to be foolish because you know that there's a deep connection here and you feel very strongly about it. I think your fear is more that this person won't commit long term, or that maybe they don't have the same desires that you do. If yours are shifting, then you could be feeling that way and saying, I don't want to take a chance and this person not feel the same way that I feel. It could be reversed, but I'm reading for you. So I'm going to say that that's probably you having a little bit of fear that they don't want the same thing. All right, so what you don't see coming is the Six of Cups with the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Cups in reverse. So this person's someone that wants to come towards you. They want to clear up some kind of confusion that there may have been in the past. If this is the same person you're dealing with, I'm going to say that they are too going to be very clear that they do not want to move away from this, that they want to work on things. They're really wanting to hold tight to it. So if it's been wearing you out a bit, they see the same thing that you do about the connection. And I just don't think they want to walk away. And I think you're going to get clarity around that with the Seven of Cups in reverse. And then we have the Seven of Wands. So somebody's going to open up, truly open up and say, I do not want to let this go. The Moon card, they're going to reveal how they feel. They're going to be very clear to you about it. No more secrets, maybe a little bit of fear. Like I said, about settling down, maybe making a long-term commitment. They might have a little fear around that. But I think they're going to let you know that they want to work on it. All right, so what Spirit wants you to focus on, the Fool in reverse with the Nine of Swords and then the Lovers in reverse. Any feelings that you had made mistakes in the past around relationships that didn't work out is what Spirit wants you to release. Okay, the Nine of Swords with the Three of Wands and then the Queen of Swords is saying areas in your relationships where you didn't speak up, it's going to be important for you to shift that energy. So there's a change that needs to be made. Getting clear within, when you're given a spiritual timeout, is the most important, valuable information that you can get so that you can be clear and speak your truth in your relationships. If there was an area that you didn't feel comfortable doing that in the past, Spirit wants you to work on that now. So finding the strength and the courage and the wherewithal to be able to stand up and say, hey, this is what I want. And if it's not the same thing that you want, then let's just be honest. And I think that's something you're learning to overcome, is your inability to really speak your truth. Okay, so I'm going to clear this and we will get into the person that's on your mind. So think about them for just a moment. All right, see what card comes. All right, this is going to be prominent energy. This Six of Cups, emotional fulfillment I just heard, as well as somebody coming in to, I don't necessarily think it's an apology. I just think they want to come in and tell you how they feel about you. So if this is a current person, someone that you are more familiar with now, or if this is somebody from your way far past, it's going to be different for each of you. But in this case, I'm going to say this person's coming in to give you some kind of a message. All right, let's see what's going on with you and your person. I see the 9 of Pentacles. A lot of self-assurance. I like that. All right, so your person's energy is the Knight of Pentacles with the 4 of Wands in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and then the King of Wands. Your energy is the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Wands in reverse both, the Sun in reverse, and then the High Priestess in reverse. So the overall energy is the Knight of Cups. So to me, the Knight of Cups has been representing a lot of, I'm going to follow my heart regardless of what happens around me. I'm going to follow the things that truly make me feel fulfilled. With the Ace of Swords, I just think there's a lack of clarity between the two of you right now about what is going to transpire. Your person doesn't seem to be in the most stable place, so they don't know how to take action when it comes to explaining how they feel about commitment stuff. I think that's really what it is. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I think they're afraid you might walk away if they express this to you, but they are really passionate about this. If their back is turned to you or you just are not having communication right now, it's because they're a little bit focused on themselves. Now, you could be dealing with a Leo, Sag, Aries, strong Leo energy. So another fire sign for you. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus is strong as well. I just feel like they're confused about what they want long term, but I don't think they lack a desire for you. So your energy is the 9 of Swords with the 9 of Wands. I just don't think you want to sit in anything that isn't going to be very clear to you. Who does? Nobody wants to be in that space. So being able to trust what's going to make you happy is going to be important. But with the 9 of Wands, it's like there's a part of you that hasn't quite learned everything that you needed to learn. I know I hate to say that because people are like, oh, more lessons, but there always are. That just doesn't stop. We're here to grow the entire time we're here. I just feel like you feel like I feel like you feel your intuition has failed you in the past. And there's no desire to want to be sad again. Of course not. Nobody wants to make that mistake. We want to hope that the people that we're falling in love with are not just a lesson, that they're there for the right reasons. And I do think this is a lot about each of you individually following the things that make you happy. And that we'll see, because I'm going to get into their next actions. If they're going to take steps towards you and make it clear about how they feel, or if they're just going to stay self-focused because of their fear of commitment. And that would have nothing to do with you. Those are people's personal issues. It feels personal, but it's their own personal, not because of you or anything that you did or didn't do. Okay, so their actions, 5 swords. They're a little bit defensive right now, and they're focused on work. I think the 8 of Pentacles isn't necessarily saying that they're willing to put the work in. They may just be overly focused and defensive about the fact that that's where their energy is. But the Knight of Cups says that they were going to take action. So if that's what's pulling them away, because there was a little bit of instability on their part, they want to make sure that they get their shit together before they come towards you with a love offer. They want to do the work on themselves. They want to make sure that their situation is right. So just know that they do desire you. And then your actions, 6 of Cups in reverse, making sure that things are balanced, telling the truth. King of Swords, I think you're going to be really straightforward about how much this has kept you stuck. So where we talked about you needing to be able to speak your truth to people, the King of Wands, Swords, comes in, and I mean, he's about as honest and truthful and full of integrity as any king there is. So just know, if this person comes towards you, I think you're going to be ready to tell them exactly how you feel. All right. So what do we want to get next? We'll get an outcome in just a minute. Let's see what the romance angels are bringing forward for you. This is for Aries. So it says, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Soulmate. Yes, this is a soulmate. I think you know that. I feel that there's a deep connection here. Healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. That could be on both of your sides. I feel like it's an equal need to go within a little bit. It is safe for you to love, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And then, boop, codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. That could be on either side. Doesn't matter what the addiction is or if there is one. It could just be sometimes there's a little bit of codependency. Like it says up at the top, like thinking that you need a partner when you really don't. All right, take it as it fits for you guys. So let's look at the outcome. What is the outcome for Aries, please? What is the outcome? All right, we're going to do that. It says the devil in reverse, release any toxic energies. Be done with the mental chaos that's going on and allow yourself to open up. Again, the Knight of Cups constantly keeps coming in. It's your energy. It's their energy. It's like follow what feels right to you and take the action. The Page of Swords. Don't sit back and hold things in. Speak up. Again, the Hierophant. Have faith. And then I just saw the Tower because things are about to change. All right, so let's see what the Lover's Oracle has for you. This is for Aries. All right, this card's popping up. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. I love that. So you two must be really deeply connected. You might feel like you connect in your dreams, or maybe you do, and you obviously you don't just feel it, you actually have experienced it. There's some kind of a deeper connection here. Secret admirer, someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Now, even if you're in a current relationship, doesn't mean that this person from the past won't pop up. And then it says, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Last one we have, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Again, I just keep wanting to go back to your heart, your emotions, what's going to make you feel the most joy. All right, so we're going to get a couple of messages from the Wisdom of the Oracle. I just saw the Milk and Honey card, which is a 5. It's also a 1, and then I saw the card Deep Knowing. Let's see what comes out for you. All right, so it says why. We all ask those questions. Why? Like, why is this happening now? Why does this person not speak up? I think that answer is coming to you. That's a 4. So something about 4s are going to pop up. You could be born on the 4th or the 13th. Okay, the Observer. I'm sorry. The Observer is, I got stuck for a second thinking about somebody's address having 4s in it. The Observer is someone who's obviously looking at things from, you're stepping back from you and looking at it like you're somebody in the crowd. If you can step back and do that, sometimes it gives you a different perspective. Regeneration, it reduces to a 10. There's another 4. So 444, you could be seeing that on the clock. 10s could be significant. I want to say 1010. Yes, your birthday could be the 10th, but 1010 is going to be something else that seems really relevant. And then peace. So it seems like there's balance that wants to be restored within the situation so that you can find peace, or being at peace with whatever the outcome could be. And then we have the Fates. So having that show up on the bottom, and then Loyal Heart. These are two people who truly desire being together. This is my king and queen, queen and queen, king and king. It doesn't matter what you are or what you like. The 8 is all about infinity. So if you feel that this is a deeply fated connection, you're probably right. And then serendipity pops up, which is all about not only good luck and good fortune, it's another 8. So there's something about that eternal love that's coming up for me. And it's really lucky, meaning that you are fortunate to experience that kind of love. And I think that's what you're going to experience if this comes together and you guys can work this out. Okay, thank you guys so much. Those were your messages. Thank you again for all of your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. If you'd like a personal, that's in the description box below or in my About section. I hope you have an amazing month, and I will see you in the next one. Lots of love. Take care.